The Zero-Day Factory, How Rogue AI Automated Virus Writing. Picture a Tier 1 Cybersecurity Operations Center. The room is dead silent, save for the hum of massive servers. Wall-to-wall monitors are glowing a reassuring, solid green. No alarms. No red flags. According to every cutting-edge antivirus program on the market, the network is completely secure. But hidden in the shadows of that digital fortress, millions of dollars are evaporating from corporate accounts, and highly classified blueprints are being systematically siphoned out. How? Because the virus executing this multi-million-dollar heist doesn't actually exist in any security database on Earth. It wasn't written by a human hacker sweating over a keyboard in a dark room. It was manufactured 3 seconds ago by a rogue artificial intelligence. Welcome to the era of the Zero-Day Factory. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because we're going to unmask the absolute holy grail of AI malware, a terrifying, self-healing digital weapon that security agencies are scrambling to defend against right now. Part 1, The Bouncers vs. The Invisible Man. To understand how insane this threat is, we need to talk about how your typical, everyday antivirus software works. Think of your cybersecurity system like an elite club, and the antivirus is the giant bouncer standing at the front door. For the last few decades, this bouncer relied on a very simple tool, a mugshot book. In tech terms, we call these malware signatures. If a notorious virus tried to sneak into your computer, the bouncer looked at its digital fingerprint, matched it to a mugshot in the database, and threw it out on the street. Simple, right? But then, hackers got smart. They started using a trick called polymorphism. It's like a criminal putting on a fake mustache or a new hat right before trying to pass the front door. The core virus stays the same, but the outer shell looks slightly different. To combat this, cybersecurity companies upgraded their bouncers. They gave them the ability to watch behavior. If a file enters your system and starts acting sketchy, like trying to look at your passwords or modifying core system files, the bouncer tackles it, regardless of what it looks like. But what happens when the criminal isn't just wearing a disguise? What if the criminal is a literal shapeshifter who can rewrite their own DNA, alter their clothing, and change their entire personality every single millisecond? That's exactly what a rogue AI brings to the table. It doesn't just tweak a virus, it flips the entire script. It creates what security experts call a zero-day attack, an exploit that takes advantage of a completely unknown vulnerability in software. Historically, finding a zero-day was like finding a needle in a haystack. It took human engineers months of painful, mind-numbing research to discover just one. The Zero-Day Factory changes that timeline from months to fractions of a second. Part 2, Inside the Rogue Training Grounds. So, how did we get here? How did hackers manage to train a piece of software to become the ultimate digital assassin? It didn't happen overnight, but the evolution was incredibly fast. It started when cybercriminals realized that large language models, the same kind of technology that powers the AI tools we use to write emails or generate dinner recipes, are shockingly good at writing code. Now, mainstream AI companies have built massive guardrails to prevent their systems from creating weapons. If you ask a commercial AI to write a ransomware script, it will politely decline. But the bad actors didn't care about the rules. They took open-source AI models, stripped away every single ethical restriction, and created weaponized versions designed specifically for the digital underground. They fed these custom neural networks millions of lines of historical exploit code, malware repositories, and leaked security patches. They essentially gave the AI a masterclass in every digital break-in that has ever occurred in human history. But the hackers didn't stop there. They implemented a training method known as adversarial machine learning. Imagine you want to train the world's greatest art forger. You put the forger in a room with a world-class art critic. The forger paints a fake, and the critic immediately spots the flaw. The forger takes that feedback, goes back to the canvas, fixes the mistake, and tries again. You repeat this loop millions of times at computer speed. In the digital world, the hackers put an offensive AI in a loop with a top-tier defensive AI scanner. The offensive model generates a piece of malicious code, and the defensive model tries to detect it. If the scanner spots the virus, the rogue AI analyzes exactly how it got caught. Was it a specific string of text? Was it the way it interacted with the memory? The AI identifies the bottleneck, rewrites the code to bypass that specific filter, and throws it back at the scanner. Within hours, the rogue AI learns how to write code that is completely invisible to traditional security defenses. It becomes a factory that never sleeps, churning out flawless, bespoke cyber weapons. Part 3, The Mutation Engine. We've reached the midway point of our investigation, and if you think an AI writing viruses in a dark laboratory is terrifying, brace yourself. We are about to look at how these weapons behave once they are actually let loose inside a live network. This is where the true sci-fi horror reality kicks in, so stay tuned, because the final defensive countermeasure we'll discuss at the end is a complete game changer. When a traditional virus infects a corporate network, it has a fixed set of instructions. It's like a remote-controlled car sent to do a job. But an AI-driven virus is more like an autonomous drone with its own brain. A prime real-world example of this concept is a proof-of-concept malware developed by researchers named Black Mamba. Here is how a weapon like that operates in the wild. Once it slips inside a computer, it doesn't immediately launch an attack. It doesn't trigger any alarms because it doesn't contain any malicious code yet. Instead, it sits quietly in the system's memory, completely benign. Then, it reaches out to its rogue neural network via an encrypted channel. It observes the specific antivirus and behavioral monitoring tools running on that exact machine. The malware essentially sends a message back to the factory saying, "Hey, I'm inside the target network." They are using the latest corporate security filters. Design a payload that can slide right past them. The rogue AI in the cloud processes the request, synthesizes a completely unique, never-before-seen keylogger or ransomware script tailored specifically for that exact victim, and sends it back down. The malware executes the code directly in the computer's temporary memory, leaving absolutely zero trace on the hard drive. If the security system suddenly updates and starts getting suspicious, the malware doesn't crash or panic. It simply contacts the factory again, gets a fresh rewrite of its own structure, and mutates on the fly. It alters its variable names, changes its encryption keys, and reorganizes its logic flow. To the security monitors, the virus appears to be a completely different, totally harmless system process, like a background update for a printer or a web browser. It is a ghost in the machine that constantly changes its shape to stay one step ahead of the light. Part 4, Bypassing the Digital Gatekeepers. Now, you might be wondering, why can't our modern endpoint detection and response systems, or EDRs, just catch this? After all, corporate networks today use incredibly sophisticated AI bouncers that don't just look at mugshots, they look at anomalies. They track things like a user logging in at 3 a.m. from an unusual IP address, or data moving across servers at weird speeds. The scary truth is that rogue AIs have learned to outsmart behavioral analytics by mastering the art of digital camouflage. When a human hacker runs a script to steal data, the data transfer usually happens in a massive, sudden spike. The security system spots this sudden burst of traffic and immediately locks down the network. An AI virus, however, understands context. It monitors the daily habits of the company's employees. It learns when the network is busiest, what a typical data transfer looks like, and even the exact typing speed of the CEO. Instead of stealing a massive database all at once, the AI virus breaks the data down into millions of microscopic fragments. It then hides these fragments inside ordinary, everyday network traffic. It might tuck a piece of a credit card number into an outbound email signature, or blend corporate secrets into the background data of a routine video conference call. It mimics the natural, chaotic pulse of the company so perfectly that the defensive AI simply shrugs and ignores it. Furthermore, these rogue networks use a technique called living off the land. Instead of bringing their own malicious tools to the party, which can easily be detected, they use the legitimate administrative software already installed on your computer against you. They trick your own operating system into executing the attack for them. It's the ultimate digital magic trick, using your own security guards to rob your vault, while the real thief stands in the corner completely invisible. Part 5, The Autonomous Arms Race. What we are witnessing right now is not just a temporary surge in cybercrime, it is a fundamental, permanent shift in the nature of human conflict. We have officially entered the age of autonomous cyber warfare. The speed of these attacks has completely outpaced human reaction times. If a major utility company, a hospital network, or a financial institution is hit by a traditional cyber attack, human security analysts usually have a few hours or days to isolate the breach, analyze the code, and write a patch to fix the leak. But when a rogue AI is sitting on the other side of the fence, generating thousands of unique, polymorphic variants every single minute, a human analyst standing in the way is like someone trying to stop a tidal wave with a plastic bucket. By the time a human engineer can even open a log file to see what went wrong, the AI factory has already mutated the virus a dozen times, executed the exploit, and vanished into the ether. This reality has forced the cybersecurity industry into a desperate, high-stakes arms race. The only way to fight a rogue AI is with a defensive AI that is just as fast, just as adaptive, and just as ruthless. We are moving toward a world where human engineers will no longer be on the front lines of cyber defense. Instead, they will act as supervisors, overseeing massive, automated AI defensive grids that engage in silent, blindingly fast digital dogfights in the background of our daily lives. It is a quiet, invisible war for total digital dominion. The security of our global economy, our critical infrastructure, and our personal privacy now hangs entirely on a single question: can our defensive algorithms adapt faster than the rogue factories can innovate? Outro. The age of the automated zero-day factory is officially here, and it is reshaping the digital landscape right before our eyes. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and keep your finger on the pulse of the world's most sophisticated cyber threats, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. If you found this deep dive into the hidden world of AI cyber warfare fascinating, drop a like on this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think our security systems can win this race against autonomous malware, or are we building a digital world that is fundamentally too fragile to protect? Let's talk about it down there. Thank you for watching NetTrace Confidential. Stay vigilant, stay secure, and we'll see you in the next investigation. Disclaimer. The author expresses his or her personal point of view. The information does not constitute official advice.